We Speak Spanglish Podcast.
Everything mixed.
Es más interesante.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome, everyone. This is We Speak Spanglish, the podcast.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all?
For episode 3.
Yeah, it is episode 3. We're trying to get this rolling to. I actually want to record more than 2 episodes a week. We're getting there. We're slowly getting into the
but
groove.
surely.
Slowly getting into the groove, and once these episodes stop dropping, oh yeah. So
Joker movie, babe.
damn, already, sheesh.
Yes.
But first, I just want to remind people, if you listen to us on SoundCloud or on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please subscribe, please follow, drop us a review, a little comment here and there. And if you have, topics, stories that you want to share with us and you want us to talk about it on the podcast, please write to us at wespeakspanglish@gmail.com, or you can find us on Instagram or Facebook, and shoot us a DM, private message, or, we want to hear from you. All right? So, yeah. Joker movie already.
Oh, man. So this was our first time going to that AMC reclining chair theaters, the dine-in theaters, and that was such a great experience.
It was. This was a movie that, since I first heard of it, I heard it last year. I think it was around this time. It was, I think it was close to like October. A friend of mine, he tells me like, hey, so they're filming a movie around my house.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, oh, it's called, it's the Joker movie, and Joaquin Phoenix. He goes, I actually snapped a couple of pictures.
Oh, that's right. That awesome picture he took.
So he sent them to me, and since I knew that, I was like, I gotta see this. So, once I saw the trailer a couple of weeks ago, I definitely knew I want to see this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I usually try not to go on the premiere weekend because I don't like doing lines. I don't like the crowds. I don't like getting shitty seats and etc. But this movie is like a movie like I definitely wanted to go see it. My biggest fear was, wait, let me backtrack a little bit. You wanted to do the whole let's reserve seats, right?
Right.
My biggest fear out of all this was getting shot up in the theater. It was a fear of mine, which if you notice when you showed me the website with the seats, I kept looking. I didn't want to be like in the first line because I kept picturing if somebody goes nuts and decides to shoot up the theater, I want to be in the back where I can
see that.
where I can run to the exit. I can hide under my seat or whatever it is. Because what was it? I think it was 2012.
Around there, right?
I think it was 2012.
Yeah, some maniac.
Yeah, it was a Batman movie, and some maniac walked in, ironically, dressed as the Joker.
Sadly, too.
And mind you, in that movie, Joker doesn't even come out. But dressed as the Joker, he decided to shoot up a theater, and a couple of people died. Mm-hmm. So that was my biggest fear, and obviously, if you've read anything on Twitter,
I think when things are so obvious, like we're almost expecting it, that's when things won't occur, which is a good thing. Like, you ever notice when we're on level, what is it, red?
Yeah.
Orange? What
for red? Yeah, I think red is like the high. We've been in orange.
Yeah, for terror alerts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it's a good thing we're on high alert. People are alert, but usually things don't happen when So yeah, I mean, let's talk more about the theater. I was so excited to finally go there.
It was a cool experience. The fact that it's
pricey. I mean, $100 night.
Well,
that was $100 night.
Let's be realistic. Yes, it was $100 night. But the truth is,
$16 burgers.
Burger
wasn't that
we've
good
spent $100 on a night to go to the movies anyway.
But with Junior with us.
Well, true. Well, the difference is we had dinner and we had the snacks.
Yeah.
So
it's a cool date night.
It was a cool date night. The comfort. I mean, it's not a big deal because the truth is, you probably eating your dinner before the movie really starts.
Yeah.
Which we did. You're ordering your food. You go and then you have a seat and they just bring it to your section, your seat. Question is, should you tip or shouldn't you tip?
I know. I Googled it real quick because as the server came, I think it was right before he came. I Googled it real quick because I was a little, I didn't want to be, I don't want us to be those people that, but I saw on Reddit that a lot of people were saying they don't tip because it's because you actually you ordered it at the concession stand and they just bring it to you. What are you gonna do? Wait for it out there? They tell you to go take your seat. Yeah. So, I think I did read one. I don't know if it's probably by location, but they tried tipping and they didn't accept it. So I guess it's part of their job.
Well, it makes sense because the truth is you're paying most of these places now. Like example, you go to this theater, you buy for at least the room we went into, you buy your tickets beforehand, so you're paying already digitally, right? You go and you order your food, you pay it up at front.
Yeah.
You pay with your card unless you paid cash or whatever. I mean, nobody really walks around with cash anymore, and then you go and you have a seat. So the truth is, you're most likely not to have cash on you.
Yeah.
I didn't have cash on me. So even if I wanted a tip, I couldn't unless, Venmo him or something.
Right.
But, I mean, it's true. Like, I don't get the whole... I mean, I know we're getting off topic here. I don't get the whole tipping thing nowadays where you go to places, and the truth is you got to pick one. Either you're going to overcharge me or you want me to tip you. It can't be both.
Yeah.
And most of these places that they want tips, it's usually places that they're overcharging.
Speaking of tips, you know what really annoys me too, though? When you're ordering, like when I'm on Seamless and I'm ordering and some places have a delivery fee plus you got a tip.
Yeah.
What?
But that's what I don't get. Like when I order things online.
And then it's like $1.99 for delivery fee and then tip. And I'm like, no, the tip is the delivery fee.
No, and the shit is that some of these places, let's say we order a pizza. You order the pizza, you can put the tip.
That's what she said.
You can place a tip during your order, right? You decide what you want to tip them, etc. But then when they deliver it, I feel like the delivery guy is also looking at you like, you're not going to fucking tip me?
I don't have that problem. At work, they just drop it off.
Well, not here. When we've ordered a pizza, every time I take that pizza, the guy's like looking at me straight in my eyes like, you're not going to fucking tip me, bro? I just usually I always ask you, did you tip them already?
Yeah. Oh, no, I always do that.
So I just grab the pizza like, all right, bro, thanks. Yeah. Boom, close the door.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole tipping shit is getting out of hand. So
yeah, I know. For everything is a tip.
Did you change this? Because I don't see the Joker here. Oh, because you jumped at it first. All right, so Joker movie. I really, really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie. I mean, the acting.
I feel like well, the acting was just, I don't know. It was just. I really, really, really enjoyed the acting.
Music.
The music was great. Yeah. The everything. I don't know. I don't understand how a lot of people, like I've heard a lot of opinions and I've read a lot of opinions on Twitter and Facebook and a million articles coming out shitting on the movie that it's too dark, and I don't get why they say that, because the truth is I've seen way more movies where way more people die. The example that I use is like at the theaters at this moment, there's still a movie, another clown movie, which is It, which I also enjoyed, but kids die in this movie, and I feel like nobody complained.
I know,
like they've complained about this one.
I told you, you know me, I'm very sensitive. Like when it comes to I mean, it could be a movie, but like if I see like children or like animals getting hurt, like and especially like in a crazy way, that like affects me like so strongly, even if I know it's fake. But Joker, but even though in the beginning of Joker, remember I came over to you and I told you I'm like I can see how this can be triggering. I can because it's very sad, and it's that's reality. But that's depression. Yes. However, the media always sensationalize. They make things bigger than what they are. To me, I think that it was spectacularly done, the movie, but I don't see why the media hypes this up as be cautious and all this, and then people just feed off this.
I mean, it wouldn't even surprise me to a certain point.
It's almost as if the media is spoon feeding people to feel a certain way.
Of course, but that's what I'm saying. Look, if you look, like one of the first articles I saw was, Joker movie so dark, people walking out of the theater, right? So you read that and you're like, holy shit.
So at first I'm like sitting there waiting I'm like, okay, like I mean, it's sad, sure, but I didn't feel the need to. And again, you know what? I actually felt like walking out of the It movie way more than.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you read the headline and you're like, holy shit, wait. When you read the article, it's one fucking guy that was probably, I don't know, too sensitive. Let's put it that way. I don't want to call him a big puss, but maybe he was too sensitive. Maybe he was triggered. I know there was another person that was triggered because they have family members with special needs, and that was a trigger for them. All right, I get it. Walk out. Even though I don't understand why. I've had other movies trigger me way more that they're not even horror movies. But anyway, one guy walks out and then I guess he tweets it and this becomes a whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and again, that's all the, clickbait, obviously. People walking out of the theater. But I still don't understand what's the big fucking deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's a situation. First of all, it's about what is it? He's a failed stand-up comedian. He wants to be a stand-up comedian. He's a person with
mental health issues.
Yeah, he has mental illness. And
it's based in the 80s when there was a lot of cuts on and like the demand for mental health facilities wasn't as grand as they are now. I feel like now we have more, and we still even need more. But back in the 80s, there weren't as many facilities willing to help, and there was a lot of budget cuts. The cities were crime ridden in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean,
technically that's Gotham City.
It's Gotham City, but we all know it's New York.
We know it's New York City. People, come on.
And then it's like I said, obviously you're gonna, even though they've said it, the writers, producers, whatever, they've said it. This is a standalone movie. It really has nothing to do with the storyline. It's basically like what Rob Zombie did with the movie Halloween. They took the story, created their own story, etc.
Oh, it was that was such a bad movie.
Which one, Halloween?
The Halloween Rob Zombie one? Is that the girl?
That was amazing. What?
Wait, which one? With the girl screaming half the movie?
Yeah, but it's like.
Oh,
see,
amazing?
I enjoy.
It
was amazing. Amazing. Why? Wait, I'm gonna get to that.
She's screaming throughout the whole movie.
No, but see, that's part 2, which is a lot of screaming. I didn't like part 2. I'm talking about part 1, where they actually give you the backstory. Obviously, again, this is a standalone movie. They take the rights. They decide to write their version of it. So, to me, it makes sense when you take and you give me a backstory. You give me the Michael Myers story as he's a child, how he showed like signs of schizophrenia and shit like that. To me, that's why I found it amazing, because it gives you an insight. So just like the Joker movie, this Joker movie, even though it's a standalone movie, there's not going to be a part 2. They're not really going to connect it to Batman, even though Bruce Wayne does come out as a child.
Yeah, that was a good twist they put.
It's a standalone movie, but to me, not looking at the comics, not looking at the backstory, the original story, whatever the fuck you want to call it, looking at this as a movie, because this is how I watched it, as a movie, to me, it's amazing the fact that they put mental illness into it, right. And it makes sense how Joker ends up being the twisted villain that he becomes.
Right.
That's how I looked at it. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's going to be people that, no, fuck that. It's a piece of shit. Oh, it was boring. Oh, there's not enough action. It almost gives
you a soft spot for him.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It humanizes Joker, and it you kind of start rooting for. I don't know. I was kind of like rooting for him, like because it's like, holy shit. It's a person who tried to make it. He wanted the attention. He wanted to be seen by the world.
Let's not give up too much away now.
No, it's already been a week. I mean, so if you haven't seen it till now, that means you don't want to see it. Plus, I think every fucking podcast out there has probably spoken about this movie. Every a media company has made an article about it, giving away the whole plot. So. But yeah, like, it's a person that life has just keeps shitting on him. Mm-hmm. And then we're in an era where, all there's budget cuts and, people are not getting the services that they need. Mm-hmm. This is a person that, according to the movie, he's taking 7 to 8 different types of medications. All of a sudden he stops taking the medication and you just see how he, turns into what he becomes.
Right.
So, again, I have to say I really, really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, I mean, Joaquin's transformation, he totally, he dove into this role.
Yeah, he lost 40 pounds.
52 pounds, I read.
52
Crazy.
Shit.
Oh, my God. Yeah, this guy just freaking, he really decimated that role, man. That was awesome. Awesome. I knew it, though. He's like a weird person, and usually they're so disciplined. Like, I could imagine being on set with him would be so intimidating, because how do you try to compete with such a powerhouse like he is, Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah,
I even liked him in Signs. Remember him in Signs?
Yeah, I liked him. I don't think I've liked 2 movies where he's been in that I can remember right now off the head. It's one was Signs, which a lot of people hated the movie. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I like Signs. Wasn't he in The Village?
I don't know. I don't remember. I only saw The Village once. But he's also, there was this movie. I think it's called Gladiator. This was years ago. This was in 2001, 2002, Gladiator.
Yeah.
And this is the first movie that I ever saw this type of movie, and I enjoyed him in that movie.
He really killed it and walked the line, and a lot of people were upset. Well, I saw it, and he was awesome. He was nominated for an Oscar, and people were so upset that he didn't take it home. They said that, yeah.
What's it about?
Oh, Johnny Cash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff.
So what's the deal with him? Because I see people saying that he was born in PR.
Yeah, he was born in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
But he's not Puerto Rican?
No, he's not Puerto Rican. I don't know.
So you're not Puerto Rican if you were born in Puerto Rico?
Well, he's his brother, River Phoenix. He was an actor, and he died, and he was 22 or something when he passed. Overdosed.
What does that have to do with him being Puerto Rican?
No, but he comes from a line of actors, is what I'm saying.
But I'm saying,
I don't know.
Does it make you Puerto Rican if you were born in Puerto Rico?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I've heard a lot of people taking credit, oh, he's Puerto Rican, but supposedly he doesn't say he's Puerto Rican.
No, I mean that's your birthplace.
What is it? Because his parents were on vacation or some shit. She went into labor.
Let's see.
I don't really know. I don't really follow celebrities like that.
Well, I never really read into that. His father is German and some other ancestry there. His mother's from the Bronx.
Really?
Yeah, she's Jewish.
Wow.
from Hungary and Russia. I mean, it's like, does it even matter where people are from these days anymore?
No,
I
it
feel
doesn't.
like
It's just, I mean, I don't give a shit. I'm just saying, like, I've heard people, like, you know, oh, he's Puerto Rican, and yeah, Boricua, yeah. But I don't know, because I've heard he doesn't say he's Puerto Rican. So that's, I mean, that's my thing. I identify as Puerto Rican. I wasn't born in Puerto Rico. So, I don't know. It's a question for you listeners. Shoot us an email. Do you think Joaquin Phoenix is Puerto Rican?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, that's enough with the whole Joker movie. I think, again, I recommend the movie if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You suck. You should go and you should definitely go.
Get on it.
Yeah, I think it's a movie that's definitely worth going to theaters and watching. Yeah. Fuck my mouth. Okay. Ooh. All right.
So is it true you're considered an alcoholic if you have to have a drink if you go to a party? Because I've heard people, and I think it's mainly people who have said it are Christian, that if you have to have a drink, even if it's one drink, if you have to have a drink in a social event or a gathering or whatever, that makes you an alcoholic.
You
you
heard
feel
this
like
from Christians?
Yeah.
Yeah, automatically disqualifies. It disqualifies because there's a bunch of stuff that you're gonna hear from people from different faiths that they're gonna consider, wrong. Because if you look at, let's say, all right, so let's look at Catholics. Catholics drink wine. I mean, most Catholics do what everybody else does. They drink, they smoke, whatever. There's no limits. These are like, Catholics that go to church once a year, blah, blah, blah. They identify as Catholics, right? Then you have devout Catholics, which still see nothing wrong with drinking wine, but maybe even like regular drinking. But then you have Christians that frown upon everything that Catholics do. Even though some Catholics, they mention and consider themselves as Christians, and they're considered, right? They're included in the whole Christian group.
Yeah.
But, a lot of like devout Christians and Pentecostals and, they frown upon anything that has to do with fun, anything that has to do with what they call worldly acts. Pleasures. So there's no drinking. If you're a Christian, you're not even supposed to be at a party.
Right.
Where they're playing worldly music. So, I don't know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if it comes from a Christian, I automatically disqualify it. But I don't know. I don't.
I could understand what they're trying to say though, because I think what they're trying to say, and this is where it gets misconstrued, because they feel like, oh, so you have to have a drink to have a good time. So they probably take it as you're an alcoholic. Then that's how they see it to me. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I think that's how they mean it.
Well, yeah, but it's
so
that anybody who has a drink automatic, like from a Christian stand, what is a viewpoint? Whatever.
Yeah.
The POV.
Yeah, point of view.
Anytime you have a drink, it's bad. Anytime you have a drink, it's considered, you're an alcoholic. I remember this person that I know told me like, oh, if you drink, you're worth nothing.
Oh,
because
Lord.
that's what the Bible says, that those who drink are worth nothing. Mind you, that doesn't say it in the Bible, but
where do people get stuff from?
Because people just repeat things that they listen. They hear other people say it, and then if you repeat it, too many times, and you hear it from so many different people, and then they start adding, the Bible says, ... and then they keep repeating. It just becomes a whole thing where it's in the Bible.
Yeah.
But that's how that's how I know it's people that don't read the Bible when they say shit like that.
I always wondered why there's just the Holy Bible, right?
Yeah.
And then the Catholic version.
Well, because the Catholic version has 3 more books than the regular Christian Bible.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say which one is the right one, which is the wrong one. I really don't know. But yeah, like Protestant churches use the Holy Bible, and just Catholics, it's basically they use the Catholic Bible, even though most people that I know that are Catholic, they don't even own a Catholic Bible. They have the Holy Bible.
Yeah.
And they don't even know that Catholic Bibles have 3 extra books.
Yeah, but I don't.
You know, it's like, and then the Jewish have, they have the old,
Old Testament.
what in the Holy Bible, what's considered the Old Testament. That's basically their Bible.
Yeah.
But yes, I don't think if you need to have a drink, I'm a person, I'm socially awkward. I have, I don't know, I get kind of...
You're an introvert.
Yeah, exactly. I'm an introvert. And when I'm in gatherings or, you know...
In a social setting.
In a social setting, yeah, thank you. A drink helps me loosen up a little.
Yeah, but I think that's the majority
but that's what
of
I'm
the people.
Saying. But am I an alcoholic? Oh.
No,
you know, obviously, and again, you're going to have the technical people. Well, you have to look for the definition of alcoholic and blah, 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 blah. We're not talking about technical shit. We're not trying to sound technical. I mean, you know, like experts or anything. I'm just saying, like, obviously, if you look at the definition of alcoholic, then the answer is no, obviously. But we're not talking about, you know, the facts. We're talking about opinions here.
Right.
So, no, I don't think that you're an alcoholic if you have a drink on a social setting. I think you're an alcoholic. If you need to get fucked up, that's a different story.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's in your 20s, I guess, party hardy and all that other nonsense. I feel like I feel like if I do that shit now, oh my God. In your 30s, especially mid to late 30s, it's a wrap for you.
Yeah, listen, I there's certain things that, yes, our bodies change as we get older.
Oh, yeah.
But I also think that there's things that we should be self-aware about.
Right.
You know, as you get older. And I don't think you need to act like an old person or... You know, nothing like that.
But know your limits.
Because you need... I believe in being young at heart. I believe you are as old as you feel, you know, because I've seen people my age that they act like fucking old people. They don't do anything. They don't like having fun. But I feel like there's also people that reach a certain age and then they try to act way younger. And the truth is it makes them look older.
Right.
You know, it's like you're showing your age.
Right. Your age is showing.
So, I mean, you just gotta be careful, people.
Yeah.
You know?
Again, like it's like know your limit, you know? Because even now at my age, I feel I'm 36. I'll be 37 in February. But I see how things have changed for me.
Yeah.
Like the wear my clothes, from my clothes. Like, I don't shop where I used to shop anymore. Or... You know, I see how my taste has been shifting towards, like, you know, just an older, still fashionable, I consider. But, you know, I'm not with the belly shirts. I mean, not that I ever was. Mini skirts. That's just not my style anymore. And I'm okay with that.
But that's what of course you have to be okay with that. And to me...
I just feel like a lot of people have a hard time letting go.
It's like when you have like artists, and you have artists that were super hot, you know, when they were younger, and they were like, you know, super hot on the charts and all that, and then they start getting older and they refuse
to let
go. And then they try to do what the youngins do, and they just make themselves look so much older.
Yeah.
So, I mean, listen, to me, it's all about evolving as a person.
Right.
Because the truth is, listen, if you reach mid to late, let's say from mid 30s to 40, and you're still thinking like a 20-year-old, there's a problem. You have not grown as a person.
Right. I agree.
So with that growth, to me, it changes like your style, your dressing, the way you carry yourself, the way you look, the way you speak. And I'm not saying that, again, because people's like, oh, so that means you got to act like an old person? That's not what I'm saying.
I know.
I'm saying
why it has to be from one extreme?
One extreme or the other. It's like I always say, everything nowadays is white or black. There's no gray. There's no middle ground. And I don't know. I believe I can act young. I can pull off certain things that young people wear, but am I going to dress like a teen? No.
Right.
Because, again, it just makes me look, to me, it just looks ridiculous. When you reach a certain age and you're still dressing like a teen.
Just like sneakers. If you're over 25, to me, I mean, this is my opinion, you shouldn't be rocking Jordans anymore.
Yeah.
No.
I've seen people in their 50s and they're rocking Jordans, and it's just, I don't know.
Or the Jesus shoes.
And then they're like, oh, but what? I can't wear this? They're comfortable. No, you're not wearing them. You're not paying over $300 for a pair of sneakers because they're comfortable. So, speaking of sneakers, and speaking of the Bible, what's up with the Jesus shoe?
I didn't know what the heck that was until you mentioned it.
The Jesus shoe. I'm looking for it now. I had the info here, and of course, now that I need it, it's not here. So, okay. So the Jesus shoe, for those of you who don't know what that is, I am going to read here. According to
the Jesus sneakers, right?
Yeah. It's called a Jesus shoe, but
oh Lord.
So, these are sneakers. This is according to people.com. These are they cost $1,425.
Jeez. They're not even cute though.
They're
That's
injected
crazy.
with Jordan River holy water, right? So, all right, so it's a Brooklyn-based design company, MSCHF, mocked a collab culture, right? This is what they did. They mocked collab culture by dropping a pair of $1,425 Jesus shoes injected with water from the Jordan River. This was on Tuesday, and they sold them out in minutes. This is according to New York Post. Quote, it says, we thought of that Arizona iced tea and Adidas collab where they were selling shoes that advertised a beverage company that sells iced tea at bodegas. End quote. MSCHF's head of commerce, Daniel Greenberg, told the New York Post, so we wanted to make a statement about how absurd collab culture has gotten. So basically, they're making fun of it.
Yeah, they did this to prove a point.
Yep.
Wow.
So MSCHF purchased Nike Air Max 97s, added unique religious customizations to less than 2 dozen of them, and drastically hiked the price. The limited edition kicks sold out in minutes.
Did they mention how much they put out? How many?
Well, it says less than 2 dozen, so I imagine like 20 pairs, basically.
Yeah.
So along with holy water floating inside the see-through soles, the white and aqua blue sneakers also feature a red sole to symbolize shoes traditionally worn by past popes, a crucifix attached to the laces, and frankincense-scented insoles.
God, jeez. Could we get any tackier?
The words MT 1425, an abbreviation for Matthew, the book of Matthew, chapter 14, verse 25, the Bible verse in which Jesus walks on water.
Jesus.
Is printed along the outer face side of the sneaker, and MSCHF added a single drop of blood, the tongue of the shoe, to symbolize the blood of Christ.
Oh my God. That's almost a mockery though, don't you think?
So it says Nike, which is no way affiliated, just in case, with the Jesus shoe, did not immediately respond to people's requests for comment. And then it says that, okay, so we were wondering what would a collab with Jesus Christ look like, Greenberg said. As a Jew myself, the only thing I knew was that he walked on water. In campaign images of MSCHF's website, a male model poses with religious statues and prays at an altar while wearing the Jesus shoe and red two-piece set and beaded bracelets. All right, so
they sarcastically sold these sneakers. You know what they needed to do? I'm wondering what they did with the profits, because
they kept.
No, but you know what? Because they didn't mean to sell these on purpose. They just wanted to prove a point.
You know what they should? They'll probably do more of these.
I don't know.
So I know it started.
That money.
Well, I don't know if they did.
Yeah.
Let me see if it says anything in the bottom about it. According to the company website, MSCHF allows consumers to get their hands on new products 24 hours before the masses, which drops every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. Mm-hmm. So who knows if they're coming with more of these.
Oh, God.
So it basically started as a mockery for the collab culture, which is basically where two brands collaborate to make one product. Mm-hmm. What I don't understand is, see, this is where, and I'm not defending Christians. It's just, again, it's either white or black. There's no gray. I don't understand is how a Jewish person, right? The only thing that he knew was that Jesus walked on water, so he was able to use the cross and do all this nonsense and sell them for, again, trying to make a mockery of the collab culture, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But you're basing your mockery on the belief system of other people.
Yeah.
So do you think people would frown, or, they would be... There would be an uproar of triggered Jews if they would take, like Nikes and do something, a Christian will come and do something Jewish related.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not defending Christians and I'm not trying to shit on Jews. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, let's look at both sides.
Right.
To me, it's ridiculous no matter what. To me, it's just ridiculous asking for $1,400 for a pair of sneakers.
Absurd. And the sneakers are so ugly. Like, I can't even deal.
It's just stupid. No matter who takes them out or what it has on it, it's just ridiculous. But again,
I think they would have done better if you'd even have to label it what it had. The Jesus shoe.
Yeah.
You could have just said, "Listen, we're putting out 20 pairs of these regular ass sneakers. They're only going to be 20 pairs out," and I bet you they would have sold just as well.
Again, and who knows if they come out and do, I don't know, another 100 pairs, and people will go and stand online. Stand online in the cold, or in the sun, or in the rain, just to be able to say, I got myself a pair of these.
Yeah.
So speaking of sneakers, right? Do you think it's weird, or, do you think it's okay, when you walk up to strangers and you ask them where they got their sneakers, or a piece of clothing?
I feel like as a woman, we tend to do that more. I can't remember the last time I did that, though. I think I was more ballsy to do that when I was younger. But because there's so many times. I mean, we live in New York City. Like, I take the train, and every time I'm in the city, I see these girls with these, beautiful coat, a beautiful jacket, beautiful shoes, and I'm like so tempted to. Like, I was just talking about this earlier today with my coworkers, where I would, I would see like someone with a beautiful purse, and I try to like catch a glimpse of what brand it is, and I'm like, you see me just walking faster to see if I can, catch a glimpse. But I don't think I can stop someone now and just ask them, where'd you get your sneakers or whatever outfit from.
I don't know. In reality, I don't know if guys do this. I'm imagining they do. I've never done it. And I've gotten that. And it doesn't bother me if somebody asks me, where did you get it? What does bother me is when people are like, oh, so how much did you pay?
Yeah, I don't like that.
That
I don't like that question either.
Especially if I know it's like even when we got our dog, every single person that I've met, so how much did you pay for it?
We have a Boston Terrier.
You know, I don't. Why are you asking me this? I mean, I don't have a problem telling you whatever because we bought him in Puerto Rico, but it's like I would never ask somebody. So how much did you pay?
Yeah, you know what it is? Because I think they're so pricey here. You know, so I guess they're hoping to hear maybe a cheaper price than what they've been hearing. But
people do that here. Like I've noticed, people do that here with everything.
Yeah.
You know, you got a hat or you got a new bag or whatever. So where'd you get it? Not everyone, but a lot of people have that habit. So where'd you get it? Yeah, you know, and how much did you pay?
Yeah.
Like, why are you asking me that? Like,
I don't like that question.
I don't know. I'm just weird about anything that has to do with finances. I don't like people
keep
questioning.
It private, people.
Yeah.
Keep it private.
I don't like people asking me anything about my finances because I don't ask anybody that.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue with me is I don't expect people to do things that I wouldn't do. Did I say that right? I don't do things. All right, so I don't do things to people that would bother me if they did it to me. I think that's more clear. So when it comes to like finance,
I don't
do
to people what I wouldn't like to be done to me.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? That's the golden rule. Even though now now society has changed it. It's not the golden rule. It's the platinum rule, which means treat others like
the way you want to be treated.
No, that's the golden rule. The platinum rule, according to a psychology class I took, was treat others how they want to be treated. Yeah, fuck you. That's the platinum rule.
Oh, God.
All right, so I think we could wrap this episode. Up. It's been an interesting episode.
Rappity rap.
Yep. So, people, again, I'm going to remind you, we speak Spanglish at gmail.com. Drop us an email. Like, if you got a story you want to share, you got an opinion, you have a topic you want to request,
let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Write us an email. We speak Spanglish at gmail.com or find us on social media.
Any topics you want us to cover?
Yeah, anything you want us to talk about. You know, you got a sexy story you want to share with the world and get a opinion. Yeah, you got a
sexy story.
You got a sexy story you want to serve. Of course, we can read it and then people can react to it. Or if you got a scary story or an interesting story. I don't know.
Same Pornhub.
So, you can find us social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We Speak Spanglish. Check out the website, WeSpeakSpanglish.com. We have not updated it, but it will soon be worked on. Yes, drop us a review. Drop us a couple of stars if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts. Yeah, give us a couple of stars, man. I don't know. A review would be nice.
And we'll talk soon.
All right, my peoples.
Bye, peeps.
See you next time.